Ever wondered who can do over 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours or run more than 100 miles in 19 hours? Meet David Goggins. David Goggins is not your average man. He's a retired Navy SEAL, an ultramarathon runner, an ultratriathlon competitor, and an inspiring motivational speaker. But what truly sets him apart is his mental and physical toughness, his unyielding determination, and his unparalleled resilience. His story begins in a world far removed from the one he's conquered, one riddled with poverty, abuse, and health challenges. As a child, he was subjected to the harsh realities of life, with an abusive father, and a constant struggle against poverty. His health issues added another layer of complexity to his already challenging life. But these adversities didn't break him, they made him. Goggins did not just survive, he thrived. He chose to stare adversity in the face, take it head-on, and transform it into fuel for his journey. His life is a testament to the power of the human spirit and the strength of will. He's the man who completed over 4,000 pull-ups in a staggering 17 hours, and ran more than 100 miles in a mere 19 hours. These feats are not just about physical strength but also about mental toughness, the ability to push past limits, and the courage to confront the impossible and make it possible. But David Goggins is more than just his achievements. He's a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of determination. He's a reminder that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by our responses to them. He's an inspiration, teaching us that no matter how hard life gets, we can always choose to fight, to persist, and to overcome. He's a living example that the human spirit is unconquerable, and that we are all capable of far more than we believe. His story is a testament to the power of resilience, the strength of the human spirit, and the triumph of will over adversity. David Goggins, a man who turned his adversities into strength. Have you ever wondered why the path to success is often paved with challenges and discomfort? This question nudges us towards an unconventional philosophy championed by David Goggins. He pushes the idea that the cornerstone of personal growth and improvement is firmly rooted in hard work, discomfort, and delayed gratification. In Goggins' world, the value of discomfort is paramount. He believes that the more we achieve, the more we risk becoming complacent. Success, while sweet, can sometimes lull us into a false sense of security, making us forget what it feels like to struggle, to fight, to endure. But it's in those moments of discomfort where we truly find ourselves, where we push our limits and discover what we're truly capable of. Goggins posits that if we want to continue to grow, to improve, we must willingly revisit the place of discomfort. We need to take a day trip back to total discomfort, to raise our resilience, to remind ourselves of the fire that burns within us. It's not about seeking out pain for pain's sake, but about understanding that growth and comfort do not coexist. But it's not just about enduring a tough moment. Goggins argues that the journey that leads up to that moment, the trials and tribulations, the setbacks and comebacks, are just as important. It's about the resilience we build along the way, the lessons we learn, the strength we cultivate. Despite concern from friends and family, Goggins continued to push through, to endure. In doing so, he unlocked a code for human potential that he believes can help us overcome any obstacle. It's this realization, this clarity, that served as a turning point for him, helping him conquer any fear that came his way. In conclusion, Goggins' philosophy is a potent reminder that our potential is often hidden in the places we're most reluctant to visit. It's a call to embrace discomfort, to understand its value, and to use it as a tool for personal growth. As Goggins puts it, the journey leading up to a tough moment is as crucial as the moment itself. Chapter 1. Don't let your childhood limit you. Childhood challenges can shape us or break us. In Goggins' case, they forged him. David Goggins, a retired Navy SEAL, ultramarathon runner, and motivational speaker, didn't have an easy start. His early years were marred by learning disabilities, the sting of racism, and a family life that was far from ideal. But these hardships didn't break him, they made him. His mother's influence was pivotal in his journey. She taught him to figure it out, or face the consequences. She prepared him for setbacks and failures, and she instilled in him the understanding that pain is not just a part of life, but a teacher. Goggins learned to embrace pain, to find the lessons within it, and to use it as a stepping stone to becoming stronger. He didn't seek the easy path, he chose the path of most resistance. The path that would challenge him, test him, and ultimately, shape him. He learned to observe, to learn from his own mistakes and those of others. This early lesson became a cornerstone of his mindset, a mindset that would see him defy odds and set records. Goggins' childhood was far from perfect, but it was this imperfection that made him the resilient man he is today. It taught him that the hardest obstacles to overcome are often the ones we impose on ourselves. He learned that the key to overcoming these obstacles was not to fit in, but to build his own self-esteem through hard work and determination. He learned that true confidence comes not from feeling good, but from facing and overcoming challenges. So when you look at David Goggins, you see more than just a man. You see a journey. You see the lessons learned from a challenging childhood, the resilience built from overcoming adversity, and the strength gained from embracing pain. You see a man who chose the path of most resistance and came out stronger for it. These challenges shaped the resilient man we know today. Chapter 2: Building Self-Esteem and Confidence. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you're finding it insightful. Now let's dive deeper into the story of David Goggins. In his early years, Goggins often found himself fabricating stories to fit in with those around him. He believed that if he could mirror their lives, he wouldn't feel so out of place. But as he grew older, he realized that this was not the solution. He understood that true acceptance comes from within, and began focusing on building his self-esteem through hard work and determination. It's important to remember that Goggins' journey wasn't without its own set of challenges. He struggled with a stuttering problem which could have crippled his self-esteem, but, in true Goggins fashion, he didn't let this obstacle hinder him. Instead, he saw it as another mountain to climb. He worked tirelessly to overcome his stutter, and in doing so, he discovered a newfound confidence in himself. Goggins' story teaches us that confidence isn't about feeling good. It's not about looking in the mirror and liking what you see. No, confidence is about looking at that mirror and knowing you can shatter it if you wanted to. It's about facing your fears, overcoming your challenges, and coming out stronger on the other side. It's about pushing your limits and defying the odds, just as Goggins did. This remarkable man didn't stop at overcoming his stutter. He went on to become a Navy SEAL, a world-class endurance athlete, and a motivational speaker. He pushed his body and mind to the limit, proving to himself and the world that he was not defined by his past or his perceived limitations. He built his confidence, not by seeking validation from others, but by validating himself through hard work, resilience, and an indomitable spirit. And this is the key takeaway from his story. Confidence isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you build brick by brick through overcoming challenges and surpassing your own expectations. Confidence is not about feeling good, it's about facing and overcoming challenges. Chapter 3: Achieve True Happiness and Mental Strength. What does it take to achieve true happiness according to Goggins? Let's delve into this. David Goggins introduces the concept of a live autopsy. This isn't as morbid as it sounds. It's an act of self-examination, a thorough analysis of one's life. It's a process of identifying our weaknesses, our strengths, our dreams, and our fears. It's about understanding who we are, what we stand for, and where we want to go. But most importantly, it's about identifying the changes we need to make to achieve true happiness, peace, and enlightenment. Goggins believes that many people avoid this self-examination, this live autopsy, because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to ignore our flaws, our insecurities, and our fears. But by doing so, we risk leading a life of discontent, even when we seemingly have everything we could want. So Goggins encourages us to embrace the discomfort, to look within ourselves, and to understand that the path to true happiness begins with self-awareness. But self-awareness alone isn't enough. Goggins emphasizes the importance of mental toughness and self-reliance. When we face hardships, we have two choices. We can allow the adversity to break us, or we can use it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Goggins urges us to choose the latter. According to Goggins, when we face hardships, we need to retrain our minds to seek growth instead of comfort. We need to stop looking for comfort in external factors such as food or relationships, and start finding strength within ourselves. We need to reflect on our accomplishments, recognize our growth, and understand that our pride and dignity come from self-discovery, not from external validation. Goggins teaches us that the path to true happiness isn't easy. It requires us to confront our fears, to face our insecurities, and to challenge ourselves. But it's a journey worth taking because, in the end, pride and dignity come from self-discovery. Chapter 4: The Power of Mindset. What if I told you that within each of us lies an untapped reservoir of potential waiting to be discovered? Let's dive into the story of David Goggins, a man who, despite the worries of his loved ones, pressed on, pushed through, and endured. Even when the world doubted him, he remained steadfast, choosing to embrace discomfort and challenge himself relentlessly. And it was during this time of struggle and resilience that he unearthed a powerful secret, a code for unlocking human potential. This code, Goggins believes, is the key to overcoming any obstacle life throws at us. It was a moment of profound clarity for him, a turning point where he realized that he could conquer any fear that came his way. He had discovered the strength that lay dormant within him, waiting to be awakened. Now, there's a common misconception that often clouds the narrative of Goggins' journey. Many assume that his success is the product of innate talent or gifts, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Goggins' triumphs are the fruits of his unwavering dedication and hard work. He didn't get to where he is today because of some special endowment, but because he chose to sweat, to strive, and to never give up. Goggins wants us all to step out of our comfort zones, to feel a bit uncomfortable with our current state. He wants us to question our own potential and the efforts we've yet to put in to unlock it. His daily routine, a grueling regimen of running, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and hours of stretching, is not a punishment, but a testament to his commitment. It serves as an essential part of his mental and physical training, enabling him to bounce back from setbacks and failures. The truth is, unlocking our potential is not about finding an easy way out. It's about digging deep, embracing the discomfort, and persevering. It's about understanding that we are capable of so much more than we think. Goggins' philosophy insists on discomfort, not as a punishment, but as a pathway to realizing your own potential. Chapter 5. Confront Fears to Achieve Goals. How can confronting our fears change our lives? Consider David Goggins, a man who once trembled at the thought of dancing, singing, or playing music in front of others. These were fears he grappled with, fears that held him back. But he made a crucial decision. He decided to face these fears every single day until they no longer had power over him. Imagine the courage it took to step onto a dance floor, heart pounding, or to open his mouth to sing, voice trembling. But he did it, over and over again, until one day, the fear just faded away. It didn't happen overnight, but with each passing day, he was a little less afraid, a little more confident. And this transformation wasn't just about being able to dance or sing in public. It was about something much larger. It was about realizing that he had the power to confront his fears, to overcome them, and in doing so, to change his life. Goggins also had a unique approach to setting goals. He believed in breaking them down, in taking life one step at a time. He understood that life isn't a grand spectacle out of reach, but a series of small, achievable steps. He taught us that the path to our goals isn't always easy. It's often filled with challenges, with insecurities that we must confront and overcome. But in doing so, we grow. We become stronger, more resilient. We begin to realize that we are capable of more than we ever thought possible. Goggins' story is a testament to the power of the human mind. It shows us that our minds can either shackle us, holding us back from our full potential, or they can be our greatest allies, propelling us forward to achieve our dreams. So we must ask ourselves, will we let our minds be our biggest obstacle, or will we make them our greatest ally? The choice is ours to make. Our minds can either be our biggest obstacle or our greatest ally. Chapter 6. Unlock Your Potential. What happens when the mind and body connect in the face of adversity? This question is not a hypothetical for David Goggins. It's a reality he lived, breathed, and conquered. Picture this: Goggins, already a man of extraordinary grit, facing what some would call the hardest training in the world. But it's not just the rigorous physical demands that he's battling. It's also the intense, gnawing pain of stress fractures. Yet he's not just enduring, he's thriving. Now you might be wondering, how is this even possible? The answer lies in the power of mindset. Goggins didn't just see his training as a physical challenge, he saw it as a mental one. His mindset wasn't focused on the pain, the hardship, the seemingly insurmountable odds. Instead, his mindset was locked onto a single thought. If he could graduate, it would change everything for him. He chose to believe in his own resilience. He made the conscious decision to view his training not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to prove to himself and to the world what he was capable of. He chose to believe that he could overcome, that he could endure, that he could succeed. And so, his body followed where his mind led. This is the power of mindset. It's the ability to look adversity in the eye and say, I am stronger. It's the ability to push through the pain, to keep going when everything in you is screaming to stop. It's the ability to persevere, to endure, to overcome. So what does this mean for you? It means that your mind is a powerful tool. It means that you can overcome, you can endure, you can succeed just like Goggins. But to do so, you need to harness the power of your mindset. You need to believe in your own resilience. You need to make the conscious decision to view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. When you don't give yourself a way out, the body follows the mind, even in the face of adversity. This is the power of mindset. This is the power you have within you. This is the power you can harness to change your life. So what are you waiting for? Chapter 7, Cultivating Mental Toughness. Have you ever felt the need for mental toughness only to wonder where to begin? David Goggins' approach might give you an insight. He starts his day with a run, every single morning, without fail. No matter the weather, no matter his mood. This commitment is not about physical fitness alone, but a way to strengthen the mind. Goggins firmly believes in the power of discipline and how it forges mental toughness. But his routine doesn't stop there. After his run, he dives into a regimen of calisthenics, be it push-ups, sit-ups, or pull-ups. This physical exertion, much like his morning run, is another tool in his arsenal to build resilience. He's not just working his muscles, he's training his mind to persevere when the going gets tough. As the day winds down, Goggins dedicates 2 to 3 hours to an intense stretching routine. It might seem excessive to some, but to Goggins, it's an essential part of his mental and physical training. It's during these long stretches of time where he battles discomfort, fatigue, and the urge to quit. And it's in these moments that he cultivates his mental toughness. Goggins' approach is not about pushing through a single difficult moment. It's about the journey leading up to that moment. It's about cultivating an iron will and an unwavering resolve. This is not something that can be taught in a classroom or gleaned from a self-help book. It's a skill that must be earned through sweat, tears, and a relentless commitment to self-improvement. This is the essence of Goggins' philosophy. He believes that mental toughness is not a talent or a gift. It's not something we're born with. It's a skill that we develop, that we hone, that we work for. It's about pushing ourselves to the brink, and then pushing a little further. It's about finding the strength within ourselves to keep going no matter what. So when you find yourself in need of mental toughness, remember the lessons from Goggins' daily routine. Let the sweat, the effort, and the discipline serve as your guide. Remember, mental toughness is a skill that is honed, not handed. Chapter 8, The Road to Greatness. What if the road less traveled is not just the harder one, but also the one that leads to true greatness? This is the question that David Goggins poses to us. The question that forms the bedrock of his hero mentality. Goggins believes in taking the hard road in life, not because it's easy, quite the contrary, but because it's hard. It's the road that tests you, that pushes you, that forces you to grow. The easy road may offer temporary relief, but it's the hard road that yields lasting results, that calluses you everywhere. And when you reach your goals, don't rest on your laurels. Find the next mountain to climb, the next challenge to tackle. Because that's what heroes do. They don't stop. They don't settle. Greatness, as per Goggins, is not about winning, but about learning from mistakes and being able to correct them. And sometimes, it comes with being haunted by past mistakes. Chapter 9, Highlights. Let's revisit the key points we've learned from David Goggins' life. From his early struggles with poverty, abuse, and health issues, emerged an unbreakable spirit. He showed us that overcoming childhood challenges is not just about survival, but about molding oneself into a stronger individual. Goggins emphasized the importance of building self-esteem through hard work and facing our fears, rather than seeking validation from others. He showed us that happiness doesn't come from external comforts, but from self-realization and mental toughness. Goggins confronted his fears, broke down his goals into manageable steps, and reminded us that our biggest obstacle can often be our own minds. His journey from an injured trainee to a Navy SEAL exemplifies the power of mindset and the incredible feats that can be achieved when the mind and body connect. Embrace discomfort for growth, unlock potential through endurance, cultivate mental toughness with discipline, and choose the hard road for enduring success. Remember, as Goggins would say, the path to greatness is not easy, but it's worth the struggle. Let us know in the comments which successful person you'd like to know more about, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this.